Well, we are back. Welcome back, my darling Diamond Dwarf. I am your favorite talking stone, and today, it's been a while. In fact, can I say the joke? I haven't practiced Japanese since last year on stream. Okay, technically I've done my Duolingo streak. I've kept up with that. Not at 1,000 yet, but one day, eventually, this year, hopefully, we'll get there. But for now, we're finally getting back into the swing of things. And I'm very much out of practice, so please do bear with me. But before all that, it is the year of the horse. And okay, good, I set up. I want to play the Wordle. I have a suspicion, a sneaking suspicion of what the word could be. If it's not this, I'm going to be shocked. A what? Wow. Happy Lunar New Year, by the way. I should have started with that. It is Lunar New Year. The year of the horse. Year of the snake has ended. Year of the horse has begun. Oh my. I don't really follow, I like star signs. I like astrological stuff, but, it doesn't have too much of an impact on me. I just think it's cool. I just think it's neat. Also, the horse, stuff is also really cool. My other day I made a few weeks ago, I went to P.F. Chang's, and they gave me a coupon with a picture of a horse on it. And I thought that was really neat and sweet. Technically, it was still the year of the snake when they gave me the coupon, but, you know, you gotta prep for the year of the horse. And I don't really know what the word could be. Really? It starts with an S. Saber? We'll try saber. We know there's no R, but might as well. I'm bummed that it wasn't... I'm very bummed it wasn't just horse. That seems like such a missed opportunity. Granted, it might be too easy. Oh, wait, there was another puzzle that I was seeing recently. Another puzzle. We'll get to that later if we get to that. But Year of the Horse, that's really cool. I don't really follow astrology and those years so well. I know what they are. I'm getting chopped with them, but I don't know the lore, if that makes sense. I don't know what Year of the Horse actually means. Maybe I should read up on that, actually. Yeah, I'll probably do that off stream. That might be nice. But what could this word be? It starts with an S, has an A probably in the 4th position. So... Simba? No, it can't be. Oh, this is a word? So we know where the A is. It's S something something A something. Which does not... S-U-S-Q-U... Squawk? No, it's... Squawk is with the C-K, I believe. Squat... Is it squad? Huh. I'm getting a sense of deja vu. I don't know why. Did I do this yesterday? I don't think so. Did I? I don't know. Maybe I ruined it for myself. In which case, I should have seen this coming. But no. Last night I did the Wordle at like 11:30 p.m. Did I not? I don't know. I did the Wordle last night, but I thought it was for 11:30, not for today's. Huh. I'm still surprised it's not Year of the Horse, though. But man, that's mildly... Is disappointing the right word? I don't know. But now, we can go back to this. It is finally katakana once again. And hiragana, of course. I'm going to take a celebratory sip of water. I need another sip of water. Water is so refreshing. It's so refreshing. We are on the right screen. That is lovely. No frames dropped. That's lovely. And this is Bo. We're striking the iron when it's hot. That's not the appropriate way to use that phrase. Striking the iron when it's hot is like going into it, going to the thick of it and doing well. We're back to where we were. And that's a brilliant thing. That is a brilliant thing. Oh my, it's like we haven't even had a break. It's like we haven't even had a break. Wow, I'm chuffed. I'm jazzed. Everything's just is this, no, it's O, right? It's ooh, okay. For some reason I thought it was wa at first. But 5 for 6, not bad. That's over 80%. Obviously we want more, but getting back to the swing of things is great. Oh my. Oh, there was big news the other day. I don't know. I know I'm an enthusiast of the NBA. I like the discourse. I like the drama. I like it when my team wins, and I hate when my team loses. Hate is a strong word. I feel sad when my team loses. I feel very sad. I don't hate it when they lose. I just feel sad. Yeah. It's very sad. But, that's besides the point. This isn't my team. This isn't the wonderful, glorious Boston Celtics, who I love dearly, who are completely overperforming this year, by the way. Absolutely love them. Absolutely impressed by Jaylen Brown. Derek White is insane. He's not shooting well at all. I think he's shooting actually really poorly by his standards, by league standards, but he's having one of the most impactful years of his career, which is mind-boggling. The team is insane. I don't know how they're pulling this off. But that's besides the point. I love my Celtics, but this is besides the point. The Kevin Durant drama is insane. If you don't know, Kevin Durant is one of the greatest and one of the most famous basketball players ever. He's currently on the Houston Rockets. He was probably in his prime in the 2010s, but he's still really good. He was really great on the Nets. He's still a really good and impactful player. He's still probably an all-NBA level talent, which is like the highest honor. Well, the highest honor would be MVP, but he's definitely an all-NBA level talent at the very least. He's really good is what I'm trying to say. And recently, what is alleged to be his private DMs and private group chat messages with some random people on Twitter have been leaked. And if you don't know something about Kevin Durant he's the greatest NBA player in regards to trash talking on Twitter. On Twitter specifically, not in game, but on Twitter, no one is as terminally online as he is. No one is as down in the bog of it, I suppose. I don't know what to even say. He is very much on Twitter. He knows how to use it, and he is essentially a professional troll. He is really good at flaming people on Twitter. He has burner accounts. We all know he has burner accounts. And the text of one burner account was leaked. And, not text plural. So many. And it's bad. It's funny, though. But it's really bad. I'm sorry. I shouldn't say it's funny. Two things I think that he said are really bad. One, significantly worse than the other. But, oh my. He said someone was calling out one of his investments for, I guess, I don't know much about politics, but apparently it's providing missiles or weapons to some government. And instead of just doing the PR response of, I don't know what my investment team manages, he said something relatively unsympathetic towards the victims of those weapons, specifically the children. Oh my, that's not good. Not a fan of that. Really not a fan of that. And the other thing he said was, he was talking about one of his teammates, Jabari Smith Jr. He was talking about a lot of people, and a lot of negative things about a lot of people. But what he said about Jabari Smith Jr. was really bad. He just completely degraded him, insulted him, called him essentially a bum, and can't play defense, or a lot of words were said in regards to him. And one of the things about Jabari Smith Jr. is he grew up idolizing Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant was his favorite player. And even in this preseason, Jabari Smith, spent all his time with KD being mentored. he spent all this time with Kevin Durant being mentored. Like, the reports were saying he was glued to him. They were glued together. To see your star idol, someone who you consider mentor and we're cherishing and we're forming a close bond with, talk that negatively about you, that's a different level of hurt. That's I feel so bad for him. I feel so bad for him. That must, I don't even know. Wow. Yeah. He also insulted a lot of other players. He called Russell Westbrook, one of his former teammates, a cocaine triple-double bear. Triple-double is a pretty famous accolade in basketball where in a game you get double-digit points, double-digit rebounds, double-digit assists as a single player. And it's prior to the 2010s, it was a super famous stat line to get in a game. It was pretty hard. Now it's a bit more easy, but mainly due to one man, and that man is Russell Westbrook. That man got triple doubles like crazy. He broke analytics, Russell Westbrook, in his MVP season. I don't think he talked much trash about Westbrook outside of that, but you don't really want to call your former teammates that. Yeah, his language used, I mean, it's his private DM, so I understand that the language used is a bit more uncouth. It's a bit more on the funny side, or funny is not the right word. A bit more on the edgy tone of the group. And it sucks that it gets out, not because of him, but because of what it affects. Like, it's going to affect Jabari Smith Jr. negatively, I think. It's a bad look for everyone who is talking trash to online. It's not a bad look for them. It's just insulting to them to see these insults that were in private directed to them in public now, in the public light. But yeah, this was very negative towards Kevin Durant's legacy, I suppose. Maybe people are going so far as to call him like a locker room cancer. Like really bad vibes, which is important for teamwork. You want your team to get along together, gel, vibe, do well. That's pretty important. And I'm going to be honest, they're not exactly wrong. I like to be more neutral. I don't want to state my opinion or anything. It's not really worth anything. But I am just flabbergasted at the whole situation. I am just flabbergasted. The only thing... no, I can't. I'm going to say what I'm going to say just to make sure I don't do anything. I am someone who does not like the coach Steve Kerr. I think he's an overrated basketball coach. Kevin Durant calls him out. I was going to say I agree with Kevin Durant. I don't really. I just don't like Steve Kerr. I think he's overrated. I don't think he revolutionized the three-point line. I do think he gets underappreciated for having forwards being ball handlers. But everything else that's attributed to him, the three-point revolution, that's more of a Mike D'Antoni thing, in my opinion. Emotion offense, I think that's really more the fact that you have Steph Curry and Klay Thompson on your team. I really just think the only thing that he doesn't get credit for, that he deserves to get credit for, is the whole using Draymond Green, someone who has no offensive value, in an offensive role to where he has value. It's a weird not juxtapositional thing, but a weird contradictory thing. But I'm sorry, that's more of a basketball nerd thing. I value that. I think Steve Kerr did good in that because a lot of forwards were utilized as playmakers prior to that. You really just had maybe some star players, and by some star I mean a few players like LeBron James, occasionally Kevin Durant, not Kevin Durant, Kevin Garnett. Oh my. And I think now you have a lot of people initiating plays as a bigger guy. I think just switching it up is something that Steve Kerr should get a bit more credit for. But everything else, I think he's pretty overrated. I don't personally like Steve. That's me being a hater. Yeah. I think Steve Kerr gets praised in the wrong areas and isn't praised in the right area. How do I phrase that? I don't know. Because what I was saying was sounding kind of mean. And I don't want it to sound mean. But yeah. The Kevin Durant... I'm sorry, I made it awkward. The Kevin Durant files were very... very interesting, entertaining, horrifying. A lot of words to describe them. Good is not one of them. Good is definitely not one of them. I feel bad for his teammates. I do feel a bit bad for him. Obviously, he shouldn't be talking like that, but it is a private conversation, and now it's leaked. Should I feel bad for him, actually? That's actually a good question. Should I? Because obviously he shouldn't have said that. But then again, that's where I'm conflicted. I don't know how to feel in regards to that. I see the point of both ways, where it's something he said in private, so it shouldn't really be used against him in a court of public, because he wouldn't say that in public. But then again, he shouldn't say it in private either. He shouldn't be that degrading and insulting towards his teammates in private. So I really don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I'm conflicted, is what I'm trying to say. It's definitely a terrible look at him, and it definitely affects my perception of him in a negative way. But, oh my. It was insane. I am just still flabbergasted about the whole Kevin Durant situation. Oh, it's Ba? Interesting. We're going pretty slowly. I'm going to be honest. I got on a tangent yapping a bit. Let's go to 50. We'll play the wordsmith, and then we'll keep going, and then I will introduce you. We'll keep going to like 100, maybe? Oh, maybe not 100. And I will introduce you to the new game I found. I was watching Cracking the Cryptic on YouTube. You should totally check them out. I very much vibe with them. If you like puzzles, you will love them. And I was checking out one of their shorts, and something they do pretty often is a cryptic crossword. I gush about cryptic crosswords, however, I am terrible at them. A cryptic crossword is like a normal crossword, except the clues are actually, how do I say this? A puzzle to solve in order to get the word, instead of a direct word like the English would be. Not the English, the American traditional crossword would be. Cryptic, instead of a pure definition, you get a clue that can tell you what the word is. It's very clever. I just wish I was good at them. I think I'm getting better with this new daily puzzle. But we still have time. We still have some time to get through, so let's get through everything, and then I can show you that new prize. And more water, because I am parched. Staying hydrated is very important. Very important indeed. Oh yeah, I heard there was an outage on YouTube earlier. I remember I came home and I was getting ready to eat and I opened YouTube and it wasn't loading. I was like, that's strange. Is my internet out? And then 10 minutes later it was resolved. So I was like, yeah, I guess my internet was acting weird. And then I go online and I see after a little bit that people were complaining about YouTube being out, the servers being down. Never seen this before in my life. And I was like, oh my. I'm glad it only lasted 10 minutes for myself. I was only without YouTube for 10 minutes. Granted, they were a long 10 minutes, filled with delicious food. My father got me a sandwich. It was a good sandwich. Really liked it. I had to heat it up when I came back, but it was really nice. It was really nice. Oh my, it was good, even if I had to do something other than watch a YouTube video. YouTube is a really fun platform. I love watching videos, but I also love just having... do I call it noise slop? I don't know what to call it. I think that would be a term that would make sense. But basically something just to listen to while I do something else. Whether it be eat food or lie down and doom scroll, play a game, or read or just listen to music. But I don't consider that noise slop. Noise slop would be, well, this might actually be noise slop. Something that you can listen to, that you would enjoy listening to. It breaks the silence, but you don't have to pay attention to. That's normally what I call noise slop, which streaming is kind of, but it's enjoyable. I call it slop, and slop has a bit of a negative connotation, but it is enjoyable. For me, at least, it is enjoyable. Hope it is for you as well. But YouTube being down was very surprising. I don't know when it started. Hopefully it wasn't too long. I hope millions of people didn't eat their sandwiches in silence. Or whatever they ate. What's my favorite time to watch YouTube? Is it when I'm eating? I don't know. I watch YouTube a lot. Mainly for streams. I should watch my own streams more. I like to make clips and edit them. I need to. I didn't plan a day for that. But no, normally I watch my live streamers. I'm a big fan of Hololive, Nimmy Nightmare. I like other streamers. They're fun to watch. I should watch more though. I should see more independent streamers and see if they want to collab or something. Though I don't have much to offer. Me and my potato laptop. Oh my. I don't have much to offer, but I will try. I will try. I did want to get more back into making traditional long-form content. Not streaming, but like actual videos. And I put some groundwork in for that. I recorded something for what I hope will go on my second channel. Which, it exists, but there's nothing there. So, don't subscribe yet. Subscribe to this one instead. And I even am in the process of recording a video for this. A Pokemon Nuzlocke. Technically, it's not a Nuzlocke. I play it a bit differently. It has the same hardness and whatever. Well, a different hardness. Because I'm using rare candies instead of grinding. Which is good because I don't have to risk against pointless trainers. But it's bad because I don't EV train. And I also have a slew of other rules that I follow to make it a bit more difficult. And I think it balances out. I say that. I've never actually completed a Nuzlocke though. I've tried. But I've never actually completed. I usually just kind of lose interest. Whenever my team kind of flops, I lose interest. Or sometimes I just want to keep my guy around even if he gets knocked out over something cheap. Which isn't how you're supposed to play the game. It's just not. Not for a Nuzlocke. But I'm at the point of that Nuzlocke-ish recording where even if I die, it's going into a video. Even if I have to restart, whatever I have is going to the video. I have all 8 badges, smile spoiler alert, for whatever gets posted. Hopefully it will get posted. I really want to post it. I really want to work on it. It is so fun. I haven't had that much fun just recording stuff in a while. And I didn't even record it with face and whatever. I just kind of recorded it with mic and gameplay. I need to definitely edit it around to make it into a story, but oh my. It is just a blast. I put so much time and effort into making sure I have all the timestamps and everything so editing goes smoothly. It's a lot of fun. Not a lot of effort yet. Because everything's just fun, so I don't consider it effort. Even if it is a lot of work, a lot of hours. And it probably is a lot of hours, actually, now that I say. I probably have 10 hours of footage so far. Though, I do remember, some of it's just me standing around. Like the other day, I mean, a week or two ago, I was recording something, and I was just trying to come up with a strategy for a gym leader. So, for like 40 minutes, I came up with some strategy, and then I finally announced it to the mic. Then I go over to Goldenrod City to get a TM or something by playing Voltorb Swap or Voltorb Flip. And after 20 minutes, I realized, wow, this is not going to work. So I just stopped doing that. And I wasted an entire hour coming up with a strategy that didn't work. But the strategy I thought of eventually, it was definitely a good strategy. Definitely a bitter strategy, though. I don't want to spoil anything, but it was the least confident I was going into a fight. It was the least confident going into a fight. And I, normally when I come up with a strategy for a gym leader in Pokemon, I call it like the two-sword method. You have your primary weapon, your sword, that you want to slay your opponent with. But in case that one breaks, in case that sword breaks, you want a second sword to finish the blow. In other words, plan for what goes right and then plan something just in case it goes wrong. You want to have your A strategy and then your B strategy just in case there's a mistake. And there could always be mistakes in Pokemon. Critical hits, status effects, and of course, just missing. Though, sometimes the mistake is your own. Well, actually, a lot of the times the mistake was my own. Every Pokemon death is just because I'm a terrible trainer. And there was a lot of Pokemon deaths. Oh my. It's a graveyard. It is a sad, sad graveyard. But it's mine. It is mine. And I have to atone. I feel so bad. I feel so bad. Because I named them and I want them to survive. And then after some point, they die to luck. And the worst is when you have to let them die. Because if you don't let them die, someone else will die. So you have to prioritize what is good for the long of the run and what's good in the short-term battle at the expense of a Pokemon. And that's just the worst. That happened more than 0 times. Rest in peace, Beedrill. You will be missed. I love that Beedrill too. I used U-turn on it. I used my U-turn TM, which is insane because I play in set mode. U-turn is an insane move, and I used it on Beedrill, and it's gone. It is so gone. I'm sorry, I'm giving spoilers away, but I love the Nuzlocke that I'm going through. I have all the desire to turn it into a video, and it's probably going to be a bit of a longer one. I have 10 hours of content now. I'd say 10 hours of content. I don't know, actually. I don't know the actual amount, but I would assume it's like something like that. At the end of it, it'll probably be, but my intention is to have the Nuzlocke be the, Johto region and the champion. That would be a video, and then, assuming that goes well, make a second video about Kanto. And maybe do something a little bit extra for that, and end on beating Red. Because that's a goal of mine. I had Soul Silver and Heart Gold I had Soul Silver as a kid. I'm playing Heart Gold now. I had it as a kid, but I never actually beat Kanto. I never actually beat the second region, and I never met Red. I was young, and I restarted before that happened, because I think I was stuck at 13 badges. I didn't know where to go, and I think this was before looking things up was commonplace, so I just restarted, and had fun restarting. It was definitely fun. But I never actually beat the full game, and I want to. The end goal was Red, but that would probably be a second video that would probably go up months later, because it's an entire another region to tackle it. I don't even know what handicap I'm going to give myself. Because I feel like I want to give myself another handicap. If I can beat the mainline game, I would love to give myself another handicap. Like maybe only do Pokemon to catch in Kanto for my Kanto gyms. And then back when I beat the Elite Four, I don't know. I'll figure out something if I beat the game. If I don't, I'll cry. I won't cry, but I will be sad. I will be very, very sad. I'll have to restart if I even want to just see Red. But that's a lot of future planning. It's been like a week since I played, though. I should get back on it. Because last time I played it, I just relearned everything because it was a long while. And I only did one major battle. One gym battle. But now I have to prepare for the rival fights. And plan how to end the video. Or end the stream. Not end the stream, I'm sorry, end the video. Or end the Elite Four. I'm at the end game, but again, do or die. Even if I lose, it's coming out as a video. But it's going to take some intense planning because the Elite Four, that's going to be insane. I never really thought about it before, but 5 back-to-back battles of trainers of all different types, that's going to be hard to plan for. Especially if something goes wrong on the first gym leader. That's major. That's a major thing. And then of course Lance is the champion and he has his illegal Dragonites. And by that illegal Dragonites I mean Dragonite isn't supposed to evolve until like level 50 something, and his Dragonites aren't at that level. They're evolved without being at the level needed to evolve, which is a bit ridiculous. But it makes it fun, I suppose. I'll have to plan for that. I do have something. I have my Mamoswine, but I don't even know if it has Ice Shard. I think it has Ice Shard. But I don't think that'll be enough to one-shot Lance's Dragonites. Especially with my handicaps, because I'm not sure if I'm going to have Mamoswine at the max level. Because I only have one Pokemon at the max level, and then the rest at my opponent's second highest level. That's one of the handicaps I was using, that I don't believe it's a Nuzlocke. A Nuzlocke, I believe, you can have all your Pokemon at your opponent's highest level. That's the level cap. But I want to do mine a bit differently, just to make it harder. And it definitely was harder. Especially because I made mistakes in leveling up my Pokemon early on. So if I wanted to play, I believe it was the rival. If we wanted to play the rival, I'd have to go in with a leveled certain Pokemon. I had to use that as my quote-unquote ace, my highest level. And it was very, very difficult, because I just thought I was screwed. Luckily, I wasn't. And now, oh, it's 50. Well, we'll do not. Now, and O. Oh, it's A? I misread it. Yeah, oh, this is just A again. Yeah. Okay, is this T? Oh, it's Da. Oh, I didn't see the lines. So, okay. We've been dilly-dallying long enough, and by that I mean not at all. We're going to take a quick break and do the wordsmith. I would do connections. I think I did the connections already, though. I think we did the connections last night, and I don't remember what they were, but I don't want to remember, I guess. But we'll play the wordsmith. And now... Wrong screen. Oh my. But how the wordsmith works. We have this word to start, and using the following sets of clues, we'll have to change it into different words. However, we don't know the order of the clues, so we have to figure that as well. For instance, we could take dividend, throw it into, let's say, this third clue, and get a new word. And we have to do that until all the clues are used. Right? A little bit complicated. I'm not great at explaining things, so let's just dive into it, and hopefully we can learn as we go. So right now we have dividend. Alright, let's look at the first clue. We would keep part of the word, and then the result would be split. Divide. I think that's correct. It is. Alright, now let's continue. We'll take divide now, and let's apply it to the second word. Remove 2 letters from each, the beginning and the end. Append friend, partner, mate. Ivid mate. Bring to light. No. So we're going to say this set of clues is not applicable to divide. But we'll keep going. Speaking of keep the second half. Eyed. Prepend, blue-green color. Teal-eyed? Oh, cyanide. Oh, wow. I was thinking teal, because teal is a blue-green, but of course cyan is blue-green. Thank you, Minecraft. Cyanide. Alright, and I like to keep going down and loop at the beginning, so I'm not going to look at the first clue, I'm going to look at the second clue. Alright, append. What is a random picture? Frame. Cyanide frame. Central computer system. This is mainframe. I know this is mainframe, but unfortunately, this doesn't skip clues. We have to find out what's next in order. But later on, we'll know that this is mainframe. But let's continue. Remove morning abbreviation. AM. We don't see that, so we're going to skip that. Remove mom. We don't see ma or mom or anything, so we're going to skip that. Remove the first letter. Yanide. Swap two adjacent letters, and we get a criminal, probably. Nope, I don't see it. Maybe yank? I don't know. Remove the last two letters. Cyane. Anagram the remaining letters, and the result is primary. Primary. Yannick. Huh. I don't know about that one. Let's start with this one. Remove two letters from each the beginning and end. So remove the CY and the DE. So Annie. Oh, it is. Append friend partner. We append mate to the end, and we get animate. To bring to life. It's not just animation on your television. Animate an object. I guess. I can't think. The animate is to bring to life. It's a nice little double meaning. Oh my nose has some allergies. I don't know in it. It's getting to be spring. Alright, append. What is around a picture? Frame, mainframe? No. Remove morning. Two letters? Maybe MA as an AM? Draw a conclusion from evidence. Or a morning abbreviation, swap two letters. And conclusion from evidence? I don't see that. Remove mom. Ma. Remove that, so Annie T. Subject is visible. It's not Annie T, is it? Annie? No. Remove the first letter. Nimate. Swap two adjacent letters. And a criminal, probably. Inmate. It is inmate. Inmate. We swap the I and the N. Remove the last two letters. Inma. Anagram the remaining letters. Primary. Primary is main, and then mainframe is next. I just remember that clue from earlier, the computer clue. So mainframe. Lovely. Two clues left, and we're doing a good job. Remove morning abbreviation, remove mom. Main fray. Swap two letters. Well, let me put main fray in. Main fray. Swap two letters, and we draw a oh. No. This last one is going to be infer. However, this one's going to be different. So we get rid of ma. So we're getting into in-frame. And then subject invisible. Oh, so it's just in-frame. And then infer. Lovely. That was very smooth. We saw Wordsmith number 70 in casual. That was fun. We didn't even use a single hint. Normally you have to use hints. I guess, you know, we're just good today. We are just good today. We can just hop back normally, right? Yeah, we're not losing frames or anything. That's lovely. And what did I say, 75? It'd be better if I could get them correctly. But that's fine. It is getting a bit late as well. Well, these Tuesday streams are usually a bit shorter anyway. But I would like to do a bit more. So let's go to 75. And then I'll try and pull up that one last puzzle, and we'll do that, and we'll be on our merry way. Lovely. Another reminder to take some water. Water is delicious. It's refreshing. I love it so much. It's really good. To eat is to live. To drink is to live. To be alive is to live. It's just great. Oh, it's Bo. Of course it's Bo. I knew it was Bo. This is Za. Okay, lovely. Moo. Oh, we are on a bit of a roll. Lovely to see. Oh, this is Mo? Okay. Joe. Kyo. De. Mo. Okay, we're getting somewhere. Yeah. We are getting somewhere. We're getting along with this. We're getting things. Not too shabby. A bit shabby, but not too shabby. Yeah, we're getting a fair share wrong. I need to practice more actual vocabulary words. Words spelled with katakana, hiragana, even kanji. I am very unpracticed in kanji. Is this Tsu? It is. I'm very unpracticed in kanji. I just know off the top of my head I can do ichi, ni, and san. 1, 2, 3. 1 line, 2 lines, and 3 lines. That's the only things I know off the top of my head that I can actually replicate. Oh my goodness gracious, I am flubbing it up quite a bunch. But that's the only things I know I can replicate off the top of my head in kanji. Everything else is just, I cross my fingers and pray. Duolingo has me memorizing Tana. Oh, actually, Hon. No, I'm confusing Hon and Hachi, aren't I? Hachi being 8, and Hon being book. I can't picture what they look like off the top of my head, but if I saw them, I think I could tell the difference. I hope. Oh my. But I do want to take this a bit more seriously. We've been practicing for maybe a year. Not directly a year, but roughly a year. I'd say, okay, maybe more like 9 months. But I want to make more progress, more serious progress. So I probably will do more off-stream studying. And if that's the case, I might make Tuesday a puzzle day. I might make Tuesday a puzzle stream. That would be fun. But that'll be once I figure out what I'm doing. I need to plan my schedule more. I did say I want to do that more, to actually have like a formal schedule and go through it. And I'm getting better at that. Like Monday is my cooking day. I made a lot of food Monday. Yesterday I put on a lot of chicken. I followed this new recipe, which was a spicy marinade with chili oil. Is it chili oil? Chili oil, like ginger, honey, no salt, but I added salt, which that's a mistake, but I'll explain that later. And garlic, lots of garlic. I put in extra garlic, and it was delicious. It is amazing. It is amazing. However, I messed it up a lot. For starters, the chicken wasn't as tender as I want it to be. Normally when I make a marinade, I put a lot of salt in it, and that helps, acts as a brine to help give the chicken a more tender feel, softer, less chewy. For some reason, this didn't do it, so I actually added a bit more salt into it, and by a bit I mean a lot more salt, and I kind of completely oversalted the chicken. It was, that's bad. But also, it didn't help with the tenderness. It was still pretty tough for chicken. Like some parts were a bit more chewy than others, which also bad. Like those two things are some of the biggest mistakes regarding chicken I've made in a long while. That being said, it was one of the most delicious recipes I followed. The marinade was amazing. In the future, what I'm probably going to do if I follow that again is I'm going to brine my chicken beforehand for maybe like an hour or two, and then I'm going to put in that marinade. And the marinade, you can just leave it in there. It's Oh, I also use lime juice in the marinade, but it's less acidic than normal marinade, so you don't have to worry about leaving it in the marinade too long, so it might break down. That won't happen, or at least it didn't happen. It was just delicious, the chicken. Despite it being completely oversalted and definitely tougher than usual, it was delicious. I also baked a bunch of roasted potatoes. I baked roughly, like, I'd say 3-4 pounds. Well, I guess, granted, they probably lose a little bit of weight. Parboil them in water, which removes some of the starch. So that has to take some weight away, right? I think, I don't know. And what that does is it makes them very fluffy. It basically cooks them already, but it gives them the texture of mashed potatoes. Like, very soft. They retain their form, but makes them like mashed potatoes. I rough them up in the pan to fluff them up a bit, so the outer edges can get crispier. And it works. It works. I use butter as like a fat to help them. Is caramelized the right word? I don't know what the right word is. But you're supposed to put fat on them to make sure they cook well, properly. I use butter. It was good, but I think I'm going to stick to olive oil in the future. I just like the taste of olive oil. I love butter and potatoes. I love mashed potatoes. I love baked potatoes, and butter goes well with them. But with roasted potatoes, I don't think butter's the best option. No, we're at 78. Let's just go to 80, and then... and then we'll do my puzzle. Lovely. Okay. You know, I should have went on Ms. Just Chatting screen to yap about that, and then found it online. Oh my, I'm such a absent-minded person right now. But water is delicious. Water is amazing. Now let me find that. It is Minute Cryptic. Oh my, good heavens. I never did a soundtrack, did I? Give me a moment. Music is a tad loud, but let me just do that. That might help a little bit. You can definitely hear it. I'm not sure if that's preferred or if it's like you can barely hear it. We'll keep it as is for now, but if it's too loud, it's too loud. As long as you can hear me, that's what matters. But Minute Cryptic. Let's load that up. Hopefully it loads the correct thing. It was the Minute Cryptic, correct? Yes, definitely. Well, let's get cracking, I suppose. Let's crack this cryptic. I'm sorry, I stole the line from cracking the cryptic. Again, Mark and Simon, two wonderful gentlemen. They make amazing videos. Highly recommend them. Highly, highly recommend that channel if you like puzzles at all. I love puzzles, so I watch them quite a bit. Alright, package returned in Wednesday's post. Let's play. Package returns in Wednesday's post. Alright, so the way that cryptic crosswords work is that... I'll pull up the hints. There's an indicator words, there are fodder words, and there's definition words. The definition word is usually at the beginning, maybe package or package returned, or at the end, post, Wednesday's post. It's a literal definition of whatever this four-letter word is. Fodder is the words you play around with. There's a bit of a puzzle, a bit of a clue, and fodder helps you resolve that. But it's better explained after the indicators. Indicators are words that indicate what you have to do with something. For instance, post could mean the end, like Wednesday's post. Wednesday would be the fodder, and post would be the end of Wednesday. So maybe day, maybe why, or maybe it's package return. Package could be the fodder, and return could be flip it around, do it backwards, EGAKC, or maybe just the end of the word, E. We don't know, or we try to know. And then fodder is what those indicators act upon. They're the cream of the crop. So we have a definition, either package returned, Wednesday's post, or post, something like that. And we have clues that will help us get the word for that definition. Now, let's begin. We could start with package. Returned in Wednesday's post. Oh, in's actually also a bit of an indicator word. In could mean inside the other word. Like, it could mean returned in Wednesdays could mean returned, or something that means returned, like maybe the letter R is in Wednesday or Wednesdays. Wednesday's post, so like dry, D-R-A-Y, dray, could be it. Returned in Wednesday's post, the end of Wednesday, D-A-Y, and returned in there. Could be that. Wednesday has... Wednesday is fodder or definition? Let's prove it's not definition. Wednesday's post. Well, first of all, then the word would be package returned. And I don't see enough of wordplay to get that to be a 4-letter word. But beyond that, Wednesday's post, I don't know what that could mean, but I can't see anything in package. So I'm going to assume it's not that. Like, or package returned. Or maybe you could package return? Like maybe turn Wednesday's post? No. That's a bit of a stretch. So Wednesday, it definitely can't be an indicator, because what does it mean to Wednesday something? Nothing. It doesn't mean anything. So it's definitely a fodder. Let's see. So Wednesday is definitely a foddered word. So it could be definition either post or could it be package returned? Wednesday's post? Yads? No. Yeah, okay, so it's either package or post. If it's package, returned would be in Wednesday's post, so D-R-A-Y, but I don't think that's it. But dray, does that mean a package? I'm gonna assume no. We could use the definition, actually. I'm leaning towards post, and it is. Okay. Our definition here is post. Our answer will be another word for that. Thank you, Clue. So post the definition. So we have package returned in Wednesdays. Package returned in Wednesdays. Package feels like a fodder word. It feels like a word that is used with Wednesday. And then we have returned and in. So maybe package backwards and mean post. Post would be mail. It would be the other day. Maybe, you know what? Let's just show them all. We don't need to hide. Alright, this clue's indicators are package returned in. Okay, so they're all indicators. That's interesting. I thought at least one wouldn't be, but like maybe we can package returned. Whatever. One of these is a reversal indicator, and the other is a hidden indicator. When used in combination, they're guiding us to reverse some fodder and look within to find it in a word. Okay, so return basically means Wednesday backwards, because that's the only fodder there is. Let's show it. Yeah, Wednesday's the only fodder. This clue's fodder is Wednesdays. We'll use these letters, or some of them, to construct our answer as guided by the clue's indicators. Let's go back to show indicators. These clues indicators are packaged, returned in, or package in and returned. One of these is a reversal, which is return. The other is a hidden. So package in would be something inside. So we're going to probably have to flip Wednesdays around and look inside of that for a 4-letter word. So Wednesdays, S-Y-A-D, no. Yads is not post. A-D-S-E. D-S, S-E-N, send, S-E-N-D. That, to post mail, to send it, I think that could be it. Package returned Wednesday's post. So, if you flip around Wednesday and you look inside for 4 letters, we'll find send, which means post. Check. You got it, 2 over par, but we'll take that. I am someone who's really bad at cryptic crosswords. To have those hints like that, and to have that be so explaining, is really appreciated. It makes this so much easier to understand, and hopefully, if I keep doing it, I'll get better at it, and maybe one day, I'll actually be good enough to do a cryptic crossword. A little ambitious, I know, but a stone can dream. A stone can dream. Right, that is going to do it for today's stream. Thank you all for watching. I apologize for talking too much about Kevin Durant drama. It was just something that kind of shocked me. So much so, I actually wrote it down in notes. I've been meaning to write down more notes, and I finally did. And I just felt like I wanted to talk about it. I usually like to be less opinionated than that, and I'll try to be less opinionated in terms of that, because that's real drama involving real people that does not directly influence me. It is sad to see that. I'm conflicted on how exactly to feel, because it is private DMs, but he said some pretty bad stuff too towards his teammates, who I guess I'm a bit parasocial about, because the NBA is fun. I like the NBA. I like basketball. It's one of my preferred forms of media. But yeah, so sorry to just yap about that too much. I don't think I did a good job at being objective when talking about that, and I don't think that's fair to the people involved, but thank you for hearing me out. It's fun. And it's so nice to get back into some Japanese practice. A bit of rust, but less than I was expecting. I was expecting to be like, what is this character? What does it mean? And luckily, that only happened for like 2 of them. I mean, we got a lot wrong, but we only had to like check 2 of them, and that's a good thing. That is a really good thing. I'm chuffed with that, and as I said, I'm not sure if I want to continue streaming that or streaming puzzles on Tuesdays. If I do stop streaming Japanese, there'll be a stream probably regarding that, like one last Japanese stream, and then everything else will be taken offline, and I'll replace it with puzzles. It won't go away. I love my Tuesday streams, so it won't go away. But I'm just thinking about the future. Whatever's the most fun and entertaining for me, because I'm a bit selfish, and for you. I hope you enjoy these as well. Right, but that is going to do it. Thank you all for watching, and as always, have a day. I hope it's a good one. See ya. Also, happy Chinese Lunar Year, Chinese Lunar New Year, Year of the Horse. Let's go. Goodbye for real now. Bye.